hydrated, help flush that liver. That's the best way to balance the hormones on the physical is by detoxing that liver, dropping your stress, cleaning out your liver, feeding your brain, eating a good protein-rich diet without a lot of dairy, without a lot of commercial meat, lots of good fiber to rotor and clean out that liver. If you need help, I told you guys last time, ox bile, great supplement to help clean out the liver. If you like herbs, milk thistle, dandelion root, you can buy a little herbal formula that has a lot of things that are good for cleaning the liver. Cleaning the liver is number one and most important for balancing your hormones. Get a little bit of help energetically. Well, we got a lot of help energetically, but you can get a lot more help with the right diet, low stress, the right kind of supplements, herbs. And you may have some funny dreams. Anytime, I ask energies to come in to divinize something, like divinize the glands, meaning sending blessings in to restore and maintain the physical and spiritual energetics of the glands. There's the all-powerful glands in the human system. Um, you know, um, when you divinize something, just a lot of energy comes through your system. So you may have some interesting dreams coming up. And I always tell you before you go to sleep at night, ask for what you need. So if you need more help with hormones and detoxing that estrogen dominance, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Ask for it. Ask for it before you go to sleep. And in your dream state through the astral and all this, you're in a more surrendered place when you're sleeping. So a lot more can happen on the energetic. And then on the physical, when you're asleep, your body's in that deep, restful, rejuvenative state. So lots of healing can happen on the physical level when you're asleep. If you need to, stay relaxed, that's fine. I'll just do a little bit of chatting. When I tuned into the group field and and I checked in with all of you before the healing. And like I said, I've been working on this for the past couple days, but last night I channeled in for like 2 hours. I really did a lot of work with bringing down like a whole grid for the group field with the structures. I called in the kind of, I'll call them like medical angels to start working on you guys. So you've had a lot of healing before we even started today. But I just want to say that, dairy and animal products, they're terrible for the hormones. So is stress. So is like this acidic diet, commercial diet. We all know that. We all know that. It's important, though, to to eliminate that as much as possible and really pay attention to what you're putting in your mouth. Because when your body is balanced, your hormones are balanced. Things start working correctly. And like with women, when we're going through menopause, we no longer need ovaries, but that should be an easy and gradual change. It doesn't need to be this very stressful time where we can't sleep and we have hot flashes and all of that. If you start flushing out your liver, those menopausal, premenopausal symptoms, I promise you they will subside. And sometimes you may need a little bit of like a help, some bioidentical hormone help, just like an adaptogen, just to boost your body a little bit, remind your body how it should be. And then after a few months, you can stop taking that stuff. So I'm a huge fan. I don't like hormone replacement therapy. I think it's unnecessary and it wreaks havoc in the system long term, and it doesn't go after the kind of root cause of the hormone disturbance to begin with. And so then we have, horrible symptoms, men and women, So anyway, what else did I want to tell you guys? Oh, the adrenals. So women, especially when your hormones when your ovaries start shutting down your hormone production and your estrogen production, your body's smart. Your liver should be able to kick in and give you the estrogen that you need. Your adrenals should be able to kick in and give you the hormones that you need, but it can't usually because we're so stressed. our adrenals are just screwed up. And, for those of you that drink coffee, coffee really messes up your entire endocrine system because if you drink coffee in the morning, it spikes your cortisol level. So in the mornings when you're getting up and you already have, your body naturally knows to have high cortisol. You're kind of tanking your adrenals by drinking coffee. So if you do that, try to kind of wean off or maybe go a little bit more decaf, or better yet, maybe just switch to green tea if you need a hot kind of beverage. Green tea has caffeine in it, but it has a different impact on the hormones and your adrenals. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And let's see what else. Oh, varicose veins. Varicose veins, that's all tied to the adrenals. If you have varicose veins, you have used up all the vitamin C in your body already. And so you're running at a deficit. And when you're not sleeping and you're stressed out, that's a sure sign that you're depleted of vitamin C because your adrenals suck the vitamin C out of you. So if you have varicose veins, you do not have vitamin C. You need to start taking in a lot of vitamin C. You feel burned out, etc. That's a sure sign. And you know, you need to rebuild. You need to rebuild your veins with collagen and again, low stress. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. Let's see. And also one more thing about the adrenals, because we did do a lot of corrective. We did a lot of corrective stuff on the work on the adrenals today. Your adrenals are shot when you're tense and you're mean to people. That's your adrenals. So it's very important to nourish and feed the adrenals, not just energetically, but on the physical as well. Um, and if you're a woman and you're middle-aged and you're perimenopausal or menopausal, your adrenals should be the glands that come in that start producing the estrogen that you need so you don't go low estrogen and have other symptoms. Same thing with your night sweats. That means your adrenals are they're working overtime 24 hours a day, so you're not getting rest. And you just feel fried. You feel like toast. So it's really important to nourish and feed the adrenals. And let's see. Um, I talked to you guys a little bit about progesterone cream and birth control and the bioidenticals. It's not a long-term solution. It doesn't need to be. Again, get your body in an optimized state where you're balanced, and then you don't need the medications. You don't need the hormone replacement therapy. Because hormone replacement therapy, to me, it's like rocket fuel. You're like pouring hot rocket fuel into this burned out body, and it doesn't fix the root. It's just like just it helps with the symptoms, but nothing, the root cause is never being fixed. So I'm not a big fan of hormone replacement therapy. My doctors have tried to put me on that as well. I refuse to do it. So the liver, I told you guys, keep the liver clean. Take your liver herbs, take your ox bile, eat food that has a lot of fiber so it can kind of rotor-rooter through the liver. The liver will help you rebalance a lot of your hormones when you're in a good state. And when your liver is functioning well, your skin is clear, you feel better, you sleep better, your pooch starts deflating. And, this is for men and women. Let's see. Yeah, you'll lose weight, you'll just look better, you'll feel better. Um, what else did I want to tell you guys? Yeah, food makes us sick. People don't want to believe that food makes us sick. What we put in the mouth can make us feel really great, or it can make us feel not so great. So pay attention to what you're putting in your mouth. And like last session, we worked on the eating and overeating and things like that. So much of that comes from your brain being deprived of nutrients. So if you feed your brain, you won't have weird cravings. And you'll actually start craving mineral dense food and protein rich food and the vegetables and fruit and so on. You won't crave the coffees and the chocolates and a glass of wine to calm down, a cup of coffee to wind up. all that kind of stuff. So pay attention to what you put in your mouth. And for women, our culprit, I feel like for a lot of us, is cheese and bread. Whereas for men, it's the meat and alcohol, and that just really throws the system off in such a bad way. Look, I eat meat, but I'm trying to eat non-commercial meat, um, clean meat, organic, local meat, because the commercial meats are just loaded with estrogens. Because think about it, you've got a 2,000-pound cow and it's full of estrogen because it's pumping out milk all the time. It's got to pump milk. So even if your milk that you're buying is hormone free, meaning no added hormones, that cow has to have so much, naturally produce so much estrogen, which then you take it in and it becomes estrogen dominance in your body. And we know estrogen dominance just throws everything off in such a ugly, horrible way in the human system. And you stay estrogen dominant for too long, you start getting lumpies and cysts and cancers and brain fog, and then you have all these hormonal imbalance symptoms. It's really important if you're going to eat meat. And I'm not telling you not to eat meat, but make it clean, eat some venison, eat something that was organic, meat where where it's sourced. And the dairy, ugh, from time to time I love dairy, but I try not to. I try to keep my milk, almond milk, or some other nut milk, that kind of thing. Oh, and I want to tell women, if for fertility reasons, you need to eat seeded fruit. If you eat fruit, here's the little saying: if you want good seeds, you need to eat seeds. Okay, so gentlemen, you too. If you want good seeds, you need to eat seeds. Women, eat fruit that's really juicy. Mangoes have big seeds, fruit that has big seeds. Around here, I can't find grapes. Grapes are so good for you. I can't find grapes that have seeds. Everything is seedless. Watermelon is seedless. It just tastes like candy. So for your fruit, try to eat fruit that has seeds in it. I think that's really natural and important. Fruit is very cleansing. You don't need a lot of fruit, but you do need some fruit. For your vegetables, eat something very green, hearty, grounding every day. Have a bowl of either a stir fry, add in something protein rich, add in your chickpeas, your beans, your clean meat, some fish maybe. Or yeah, like a bowl of stir fry or a bowl of salad, just every day. I just eat out of a bowl all the time. I've got my little like container that I eat out of, and it's big, and I can fill myself with a lot of fiber. And anyway, so that's very, very helpful. So I'm sharing with you just, tidbits for, again, balancing the hormones, kind of de-stressing that liver, detoxing that liver. Your liver just gets dirty, and it's from your lifestyle. And we try to do our best, but we've been around for decades and decades, and we've inherited our ancestors' genetics for the kind of liver kind of congestion, whatever. So it's very fixable. It's very quickly fixable. So anyway, so back to the cows and the estrogen. Estrogen will make you fat, and then fat creates more estrogen. So we fall into this vicious, horrible cycle. So we want to break that cycle of that estrogen dominance by being just, very literate, very aware. Let's see. What else do I have for you guys? Oh, again, women, bread and cheese. It's a culprit. It's terrible. That bread, it turns into sugar in the body, and sugar feeds anything that's already off. So if you have a little, cyst or something, that sugar starts feeding it. So really try to stay, natural sugar is fine, but I'm talking about sugars. When you add sugar to something, add sweeteners to something, don't do that. It will keep you hormonally imbalanced. You know that. And then, yeah, we don't want any growths. We don't want any mutations. We don't want fibroids, tumors, or even worse. We want to keep our diet as low acid as possible, because acidic diet, it's mostly meat. and dairy, it is loaded with hormones. And so we're putting in all these foreign hormones, and the body just, it doesn't know what equilibrium is anymore. So it's, take responsibility and really keep your system clean. And look, you're not going to be 100%, nobody is ever. So, but do your best, take in your herbs, balance here's the triangle. Here's the little like triangle of health. Balance those hormones. So I just told you how to do that. Feed your brain so you don't crave weird foods, that you feel good, you're productive, you're healthy. You don't have the anxiety, the stress, depression. That's from that second layer of the pyramid. And then the top of the pyramid, then that's your herbs, that's your supplements, it's your exercise, diet, all that kind of stuff, your energy healing. Then all of that works, and it works fast. So again, here's our pyramid. We got to balance the hormones, feed the brain, and then the energy healing, the meditations work, your prayer works, your herbs, your supplements, it works fast. And you guys know this because you're not new to any of this. You're all very advanced energy workers. You're very awake, aware people. And so nothing I'm telling you is new, just a little reminder here. And what else do I want to tell you? So I don't know, I'll stop, but I'd love to hear what experiences you had today, because it was a whopper. A lot of energy came through, lots of energy, and it was really intense the whole time. It did not let up. So yeah, if anyone wants to share, please, I'd love to know how you're feeling. All right, I'll let you guys not talk. That's fine. Let me see what came through in the chat. Um, the baklava, Alex, thank you. Dana, garbage in, garbage out. Yes, garbage in, garbage out. Veronica, Tudka is a bile salt that's good for liver, and no alcohol while taking it. Yes, anything that stimulates your bile is very good, like ox bile is a supplement. I take ox bile in the evening with my big meal, with my big dinner, and it helps. It helps in every way. It just, my body can digest what I eat better. I can sleep better, I can go to the bathroom better. So yes, thank you for that comment. Don't forget the breast cancer risk with estrogen replacement. Yes, stay away from the estrogen replacement. Lishi, thank you so much for saying that. Okay, estrogen replacement. Oh, how do we, I'll talk about the estrogen replacement stuff really fast. Chicken, all organic, of course. Yes, eat organic, absolutely. If you can, you're not always in a situation where you can eat all organic, but when you can, please, do so. And what happens when your body is in a state of balance, hormonally it's balanced, your brain is nourished and fed, you don't crave bad food. So you're not out buying junk. You're not buying the chips and crisps and cookies and all that kind of stuff, because you're satisfied, you're calm, you're grounded. So it's really important. Balance the hormones, clean out your liver, eat right, feed your brain. We have a healing coming up in May 22nd. It's called Stress, Anxiety, and Depression. And we're going to do a lot of work on the brain and deconditioning the kind of trauma and stuff as well, but the brain, and talking about what we need to eat and what we need to take for supplements and adaptogens to get our brain fed and nourished, so we don't react to stress. Everybody has stress. Some of us can handle stress. Some of us just get knocked down by stress. But if your body is well fed, your brain is fed, stress doesn't take you down. And that way you don't fall into anxiety, because stress, it's like an evolution. You have a stressful situation, it doesn't go away, it becomes anxiety. Anxiety doesn't go away, it becomes depression. There's your whole system just tanks. So we're going to do healing on that as well. Let's see, Lauren, no alcohol for perimenopause or menopause. Absolutely. Anything acidic, the coffees, the alcohol, the commercial like hamburgers, the the dairy, all of that. You're just taking in all these hormones. Your body, hormones get absorbed into your fat cells. And then the fat cells store the hormones. So it creates this vicious cycle. It's really hard for your body, once you have hormone imbalance, just on its own, to detox, to cleanse. That's why you need help. You need help. You need help cleansing. But it happens very, very rapidly. And you'll notice your belly will flatten out, your skin will clear up, your eyes will get clear. If you have kind of a pear shape, apple shape, your body will become a little more shapelier. And don't let anyone tell you that, it's age. Oh, you're getting older, and this happens when you get older. That's not true. That's not true. You can keep your hormones very optimized way into late age, and you will look amazing. A friend of mine, I think he's on this call, his girlfriend is 80 years old. She looks amazing, and she keeps her hormones optimized. Amazing, because she knew to do that. She started that decades ago. So she eats right, she keeps the hormones optimized, and she looks amazing. And not just looks, but she feels good. She's anyway. Okay, so that's probably like too much information there. And then brain fog. Yes. Okay, so when we work on the stress, anxiety, and depression, all of that is related to the brain fog. And when you're eating a bad diet where you have a lot of stress, your brain is not getting its nutrients, the neurotrans, everything's getting depleted, and you don't have a way of building it back, because we don't know how to build it back. So I put together on that public Facebook group a little chart that shows, here are the symptoms and here are some supplements so you can feed your body. It's very important to take really good, strong doses of vitamin D. All of us are deficient in vitamin D. At night before you go to bed, take your cod liver oil, take your omega-3, your fish oil. It calms everything down. You have to have a way of calming your adrenals so you can sleep, so you can bring down the cortisol level so you can sleep, because without sleep, your body can't repair itself. All these important things, they need to happen. And I know we like to say we wake up in the middle of the night and there's all this energy running and so on. And yes, there is a component of that, but that you can ask to tone down and turn off. But feeding the brain, feeding your body, you need to do that. Also GABA, the supplement GABA. It just calms down the brain because it feeds your brain. So if you have tendencies, that are towards, fear, anxiety, stress, depression, a lot of that is just can be fixed very rapidly, again, with the right supplements. And with supplementation, I really like things that are adaptogens, meaning they adapt your body to a new stasis, a new higher kind of optimal level of working, and then you don't have to keep taking it. This isn't like medication, like hormone replacement therapy or estrogen replacement. Ugh, you don't want that at all. That stuff, you get off those medications and your whole system just collapses, because no one ever fixed the underlying root problem. No one fed your body correctly so the hormones could rebalance. No one fed your brain correctly, so when you get off the Prozac, it doesn't rebalance. You fall into a really bad place. And I know a lot of women are on thyroid medication and men are on testosterone and so on. So I'm not telling you to quit. Don't quit. Because you need it. If you've been on it for a long time and you quit, you're not going to be able to function. But you need to slowly maybe wean off, clean your liver, optimize your diet, feed your brain, nourish your brain. There are a lot of supplement formulas that are specific to the brain. And the new term for supplements for the brain, they're called nootropics, nootropics. And you can get a formula that has a lot of the right ingredients in it, the theanine, the tyrosine, the GABA. I'm a huge fan of 5-HTP. It's the tryptophan. It's a precursor to tryptophan. I take a little capsule of 5-HTP at night before I go to sleep. It helps it'll relax me, helps me sleep all night. So even if I'm a stress monkey all day long, I'm running around, I know I need to calm the system down so I can sleep all day. Not all day. Don't want to sleep all day. I want to sleep all night. Let's see. And I know a lot of you write to me about Candida. bladder infections, stuff like that. That again, when your progesterone levels are strong, when your vitamin D, which gets processed like a hormone, by the way, in your system, when that stuff is high, your system is stronger. It's more resilient. Your hormones are trying to rebalance and align. You won't have the tendency for those bladder infections, the UTIs as much, the Candida just won't take you down, all that kind of parasitic stuff. It won't tackle you in the same kind of way because again, the triangle, get your hormones balanced. If you need to supplement with some bioidentical progesterone, you can do that whether you're a man or a woman. There's great benefits for men. You just don't need as much as a woman, but just a little bit of cream, tiny, like an eighth of a teaspoon, just a little bit of store-bought progesterone cream, it will make a huge difference for you. Women, like a quarter teaspoon in the morning, quarter teaspoon in the evening, just do that for a couple months. If you're still cycling and having periods, do that the second half of the month. First half of the month, estrogen builds, you drop your egg, and then your progesterone builds. And so you just kind of help build that progesterone. If you are no longer having periods and you're menopausal, you can take a progesterone cream like 21 days out of the month, give yourself, 7 to 10 days off, and then try it again. And you only need to do this for, like I said, just for a few months. We just want to tickle the body, remind it like, hello, knock, knock, knock. This is how you should be operating. This is how I want you to be, even when I stop taking things that are like adaptogens. Let's see. So we talked about coffee. We talked a little bit about Candida. I want to talk to you about your receptors, those like receptor sites in your body. Okay, for estrogen dominance, men have it, kids have it, teenagers have it. We just have a lot of estrogen dominance. And so the way to help flesh that out is with phytoestrogens. So estrogens that come from plants, like flaxseed, soy estrogens, but natural soy, not GMO soy. Anything that's plant-based is really good. So those phytoestrogens, here's how they work. You've got these receptor sites, and you take in flax seeds, and you take in a little bit of, healthy, clean, good soy. It's the closest thing that comes into our body. It's closest to the identical estrogen that our body should make. Okay, so you take that stuff in and it works like a little cap, looks like a little hat. And so this, from the flaxseed and flaxseed oil and such, you develop these kind of protective hats over the receptor sites. So then when you actually take in something that creates this estrogen dominance in your system, your receptor sites, they're already protected. That's how cool it is. And then what happens? Then you can process out the estrogen dominance. So if you're drinking out of a plastic cup, plastic bottle, you're taking medication, you're taking all this stuff that's disrupting the hormones and bringing in all this, sometimes you love cheese, so you take in some cheese, or you enjoy a big, I don't know, greasy, McDonald's hamburger or something. All that stuff, the hormones that come in with that food into your system, if those receptor sites are protected because you're feeding them correctly, then it has a way of exiting the system. It doesn't just like get locked in those fat cells. So that's really important about the receptor sites. What else did I want to tell you guys? Oh yeah, and move your body, move your body. When you move your lymph, you're helping your body exit a lot of toxicity, a lot of waste. And, not everybody has a trampoline or a gym membership. It doesn't matter. Be outside, get your vitamin D, spend at least 30 minutes outside every day, rain or shine, it doesn't really matter, but be outside, move your body. When you move your jaw, you're moving your lymph. So you're detoxing the lymph. When you're out walking, you're moving the lymph in your armpits as well. It's like you have to help. The lymph has no pump. So you have to pump the lymph on your own. And then eat right, and sleep well. And if you need the herbs, take the herbs. If you need a little bit of bioidentical help, and progesterone is the only thing that I would recommend, for people to take, because you can't really take too much of it. Maybe if you take it for extreme long periods of time, but you can take a whole jar of progesterone cream and like go get a body massage and get the whole thing put on your back, and you're just going to relax and chill out. And it's not going to hurt you in a negative way. So anyway, but if you have hormone problems, you're probably already working with an endocrinologist or a gynecologist or your internist or something like that. So they probably have you on a more controlled way of managing your hormones. But again, I'm not a fan of the hormone replacement therapy. It's just bad news. Eventually, the toxicity, the acidity, the imbalance can't get corrected. Your body can only handle so much. And then, you make yourself prone to very serious illnesses. So let's see what else. And already this, that to lose weight, you need to eat what are called aromatase inhibitors. So those are vegetables like cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower. You will lose weight really quickly if you're eating vegetables like that, the arugula salads, things like that, sea algae. And I told you last time, I tell you again, there's a supplement called DIM, D-I-M. It is a concentrated extract of these vegetables. And it's like one capsule. You only take one capsule a day. One capsule is equivalent to 2 pounds of these amazing cruciferous vegetables. And that's the fastest way of detoxing and cleaning that liver. Just make sure you're pooping a lot too, because you don't want your waste and toxicity like recirculating in the system. You want to make sure that you have good bowel movements, at least once or twice a day. Take your little DIM supplement, eat well, high fiber, protein rich, and you will have balanced hormones, I promise. And the energy work that we're doing is so powerful and so transformative. It will happen very, very rapidly. So let's see. We talked about food cravings last time. Again, if you need to know exactly what to take for food cravings, there's a list of here are the symptoms, and here are some natural supplements that you may want to take at night before you go to bed. 5-HTP is amazing for people that overeat, that have cravings and so on, and it's very safe, very natural. It's made of some like African bean. You take a little dosage, little capsule at night before you go to bed, and you'll just feel better the entire next day. And you won't crave things. You'll notice it'll be gradual, but very effective. You won't crave things. Like when I started taking 5-HTP, I can go to the grocery store now and I don't pick up the snacky munchies. I just go in, I get what I need, and I head out. And that was not how I was. It was like, oh, big eyeballs. Let me get some of this, and let me get some of this. And anyway, so let's see, people want to live and thrive and feel well and healthy and happy, especially those of us that are on this, spiritual path. That's what we want. We want peace. We want good relationships. We want wholeness. We want good health. And the meditations and the prayers take us a long, long way, but we still have responsibility on the physical level to heal and correct. What we put in the mouth is really important. And actually, what we don't put in the mouth is actually very important. And I had a friend tell me something, about animals, about dairy and eating animal meat. And like I said, I am a carnivore. I eat meat, but I'm trying to eat really clean. And I try to not eat meat more than once or twice a week. But anyway, my friend said, we kill animals. And then as karma would have it, animals come back and kill us. And because that's that whole hormone disruptive, estrogen dominant, cancer causing kind of wheel. So we kill the animals and then the animals come back and indirectly they kill us. And someone said, what did you say about coffee? Coffee. Okay. I love coffee. I love good coffee, but I will not drink coffee in the mornings anymore. Here's why. Coffee gives you that boost of energy because it spikes your cortisol, right? So few things happen. In the morning when you wake up, you naturally, when everything starts getting balanced, you'll see, you will wake up in the morning and you have this natural, like the human body knows to have a little spike in cortisol. So you can start your day, so you can go to work, so you can think clearly, right? Because you've been sleeping all night long. In the morning, you need to wake up. Your body knows naturally, you need to give her a little bit of cortisol spike. What has happened is because we're stress monkeys, and our adrenals are not working correctly, we do what? Out of habit, just straight habit and stupidity, we go and we make a big cup of coffee. And here in the US, we don't have a little coffee. We make big thermoses of coffee. So anyway, you take your coffee, okay? Your cortisol spikes already like rocket fuel. And you go off and you start your day and you're kind of a little bit nervous and whatever. So your body doesn't have like its own natural circadian rhythm starting from morning. Okay, so what I was saying is if you need a hot beverage that has caffeine, have some green tea, some organic green tea. It will still, it has theanine in it. So it has this effect of, it actually doesn't damage your cortisol, your adrenals, and it doesn't spike your cortisol in the same way. And it's healthy, right? And so that's what I was saying about coffee. So with the cortisol, at night, your system is all completely out of whack. Your adrenals don't know when they should naturally make cortisol, when they shouldn't make cortisol, and then you can't sleep, and then you're stressed out, and you've got insomnia, and then you get hot flashes, and you think it's your hormones, but well, it is indirectly. It's your adrenals. Your adrenals aren't working right, and then over time. Your adrenals, like I said, suck up your vitamin C. And when you don't have vitamin C in your body, you get veins, you get big veins in the back of your legs and all of that. So, depending on how far gone that situation is, it is reversible. Everything's reversible. This body is amazing, incredibly intelligent, and it's constantly sending signals, but we don't know how to interpret our own signals. So I just wanted to share that. I hope that helps about coffee. And if you do have coffee, I'm not saying don't enjoy your cup of coffee, but be smart. Don't drink coffee on an empty stomach. Have it with a protein-rich, fiber-rich meal, or after you eat or something. Enjoy your cup of coffee, but not on first thing in the morning. So some people they can't get out of bed without coffee. They drag, they can't think, their brain is foggy, their thyroid is low. They have all these, their lab work, their medical lab work looks all off. And the doctor isn't going to treat that root cause because they can't control your diet. All they can say is, okay, so-and-so is stressed out. So I can give her some Zoloft. I can give him some Prozac. His testosterone is off. Let me give him a prescription for testosterone. Her estrogen is really low. She's not producing her own estrogen anymore because she's old. That's not accurate. It's not correct at all. So you get a prescription for estrogen. All these things end up wreaking havoc long-term in your body. So again, we want to educate ourselves and let the body self-correct and self-heal. And so anyway, I could go on and on about this stuff for hours because it's it's my passion, wellness and reverse aging and so on. And I speak from experience. I've had all this symptomology for a long time. And anyway, so I'll tell you guys about my story at some point. Just not today because I feel like I'm talking so much. So again, the liver, your number one role of the liver is, for us here today talking about hormones, is to break down those excess estrogens. So even though your lab work may show that you're low estrogen, you may be estrogen dominant. You got to get your gut flora, your probiotics, good gut bacteria going, and that will help the liver. We want the liver to process out those excess estrogens. You want the gut biome to be healthy, so you want to take in a wide variety of foods. So during the week, Monday through Friday, I'm pretty good about my diet. And one of the snack meals I have is a little single serve container of yogurt. And I change brands all the time. And you can have coconut yogurt and almond yogurt. There are all kinds of yogurts now, but I want a variety of the probiotics in my gut. And so I'll just open up a little yogurt. I put in a big scoop, 2 tablespoons of sunflower lecithin. It's very nutritive for the brain. I put in a scoop of multi-collagen, And you guys probably won't want to do this, but I also put in a scoop of greens powder just to mineralize my body. And I mix it all around. And the sunflower lecithin tastes amazing. It tastes like a cross between sunflower seeds and honey. And maybe some of you won't want to put green stuff in it because then it just looks like green goop. But I don't care. Anyway, I stir it around and I eat it. And when I first needed to kind of tone down my appetite, I was putting in little single serve packets of a product called PGX. It's fiber basically, and it stabilizes blood sugar. So I would put in a little bit of PGX. I'd put in a little bit of sunflower lecithin, again, to nourish my brain, calm my body down. I'd put in collagen because collagen builds a healthy, good gut. And it helps everything from the rooter to the tutor is collagen. And I started putting in this yucky green, it doesn't taste like anything, it tastes like earth, but it's green powder. And I would stir everything up, again, single serve with my good probiotics. And that's what I would eat as my kind of, mid-afternoon snack. And that helped tremendously. And you'll thin out very quickly. If you want to thin out, you'll do it very, very quickly. It's just that one kind of miracle food. Feeds the brain, feeds all the mucous membranes and your gut and everything, stabilizes your insulin, balances your sugar. And the greens powder, it gives you that boost of, the minerals. We need minerals to calm down. And so what else do I want to say? I don't know, just don't feed the sugar because sugar feeds the death in us. We're always fighting all kinds of stuff. So anytime you have like a toxin running through your body's so smart, it will encapsulate it. And then you'll have a little cyst. And where do we get cysts? We get, cysts in our eyes. We get cysts in the breast. We get cysts around the navel. We get boils and cysts around the anus. Wherever, things can excrete, because your body is working so hard to constantly push out toxins through your mucous membranes and, or your vagina or something, I don't need to get in detail, but that's what happens. So your body like encapsulates some foreign invader. Okay. It could be something that's calcified. It could be all kinds of stuff, it tries to push it out. And so that's why you get these tumors, these cysts and things like that. And they come out in these weird places. You're like, I don't know why I have that there. I don't know why I have lumpies here. Or you get skin tags around here. Or women, you get skin tags around your breast. You can break all that down. It's very fast, very fixable. You don't have to panic and think that you're, sick and going to die. It's not. You can break down the tumors. And I'm telling you how to do it. You can break down all that kind of stuff and your body will just break it down and absorb it. Or if it's a really tough kind of thing, it will try to excrete it through, again, the nipples, the navel, the vagina, the anus, the penis, the eyes, so that kind of stuff that happens. Your body's very smart. It knows what it needs to do, but we just have to do our own part, our fair share, and like not put a bunch of stuff in that's feeding the acidity, that's feeding the imbalance. So anyway, I hope this information helps. Someone said fresh celery juice. Yes. But thank you for saying that. Whoever said that. Celery juice is amazing. All green juices are amazing. Celery juice, for some reason, does things that just blended other green vegetables doesn't do. So if you're not at your optimal and you have a juicer, throw down a whole like stalk or a whole head or whatever it's called of celery in your juicer in the morning instead of the coffee, instead of whatever, and just start your morning with water. You want to always start by your bedside, water to hydrate. If you have a tendency of being really dehydrated, put a tiny bit of salt. That's it, just to start your day. Don't drink salted water throughout the day. Have your water, then go downstairs or go to your kitchen, have your celery juice. Drink your celery juice. It will bring you to life. It's like Garden of Eden, If you don't have a juicer, here's what I recommend. And here's what I was doing. I'm just not good about the juicing thing because I don't like to clean up the juicer. I'll just put my blender in. I'll throw in some celery. I'll throw in some cucumber, and I'll put in like an orange or something, or sometimes not at all. It just, your palate will adjust to all this green stuff very quickly. And I just blend it. And sometimes I need to add a little bit of water and I just blend it. And it looks disgusting, but I drink it and I feel good. I get minerals in my body, natural salts in my body. And that's a beautiful way of starting the day. Whoever said that about the celery, thank you so much for that. Let me see what else. So many comments. Yeah, you're all very welcome. Look, I don't know everything, and obviously I'm not a medical doctor. I'm only speaking from experience and the kind of medical intuition that I get when I tune into people. I can tell where they're missing, what's missing. Oh, someone said, can you talk a little bit about fatty liver and PCOS? Yes, yes, yes. Just one moment. Let me read this. Lishi said, almost all yogurt has sugar in it. Look, yogurt will have sugar in it. Just don't get yogurt with added sugar in it. Yogurt needs, if you get dairy yogurt, of course, it needs sugar because sugar creates that fermentation. It's the fermentation that gives you the wide variety of these probiotics. So yogurt will always have sugar in it, and you don't need to eat a lot. And again, you don't need to eat it every day. I'm just giving you some suggestions and ideas of how to best and most rapidly populate your gut. Is with yogurt or a little bit of kefir, although that's dairy, it's commercial dairy, it throws off our hormones. So you can take supplements as well. Let's see, to slim down, greens powder. Yes, 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 yes. What did you say to slim down before the greens powder? I don't remember what I said, but it'll be all recorded. Chicory tea. Yes. Okay. So thank you for saying something about the chicory root tea. It sort of tastes like coffee. Yes. So, in Russian culture, I'm not Russian, but they know this. They drink chicory tea, and it's good. It's great. So if you want to buy some chicory root tea, it's a root, and that's an excellent tea as well. So thank you for sharing that. Lauren, yes, looking forward to next weekend, Mother's Day. Yes, Mother's Day is going to be really good. Let's see. The black tea, I'm not a fan of the black teas. Most of them tend to be laced with chemicals and processed. And, we want to calm the adrenals, calm the cortisol. So coffee is bad for the spine. Yeah, coffee is just so acidic. And let me tell you about coffee. Coffee is super acidic. It eats away at your gum lining. So when your gut is kind of being eroded away with something like wine or coffee, something super acidic, it goes all the way into the mouth. And so people say, oh, well, my gums are receding, or, this is happening. And you go to the dentist and the dentist wants to do a gum graft on you, but that nobody says, why don't you heal your gut with collagen and a low acid diet, and your gums will grow back, and you put good probiotics into your body. And so your mouth is filled with good bacteria, your gums will grow back, depending again on how far gone it is. Okay, somebody asked me about PCOS and fatty liver. Same thing, PCOS. I have to tell you something. I read recently that 1/3 of Americans are infertile. 1/3 of Americans are infertile. That is a horrible number. That is huge. Why? Because their bodies are so bombarded with all this estrogen dominance, all these environmental toxins, and the human body is intelligent. It knows if you're not healthy, it will shut down your fertility. You are not supposed to have babies and pass on bad genes. So fatty liver and PCOS. So what do we do about that? Again, here's our little triangle, bottom row, bottom base. Get your hormones balanced. And we talked about that today. Got to get the liver cleansed, bring your stress levels down, eat protein rich, eat clean. If you have PCOS, you cannot have dairy. You really should stay away from meat. Have your fish, have things like that. Eat lots of vegetables. Be protein rich. Don't be so vegan, vegetarian, because I think a lot of times people that are vegan and vegetarian, they don't have a balance. You know, they don't get enough of the protein. So that's the situation with the PCOS. If you want to bring down your PCOS, and with PCOS comes what other symptoms like the hair in all the wrong places. The hair falls out in all the wrong places. You can't get pregnant. You can't lose weight. Your body just starts shutting down. You know, you're depressed, all this stuff. You've got to have a way of balancing the hormones, which again, the liver, that's the best way of balancing the hormones. And when you're balancing the hormones, start feeding the brain and you'll start feeling better. You'll start sleeping better. You know, when you have like seasonal, a lot of people have like seasonal affective disorder. Like in the fall, when I don't get enough sunlight, I start feeling a little bit low. But then I know I got to bring up my vitamin D. I need to, you know, bring up my sunflower lecithin. Feed my brain, give my brain the nutrients that it needs, the fatty acids, a good diet, lots of sleep, lots of hydration, and so on. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys one more thing about the COVID vaccine. I'm not against the COVID vaccine. You know, it is what it is. You know, I haven't had a COVID vaccine yet. But here's my recommendation. If you're about to get your COVID vaccine, please, for a week beforehand, you know, before your appointment, hydrate, eat a good diet, take in your vitamin D, boost your immunity, because some people don't have any kind of reaction to it, and other people do, and they don't feel well, and they feel weak, and their body's trying to burn off all this stuff that was injected through the vaccine. So, you know, just take really good care of yourself before you take the vaccine, and hopefully that will diminish any kind of unwanted symptoms from the COVID vaccine. So I did want to share that with you guys. But vitamin D is so important. I take vitamin D once a week. I take a capsule. It's a super high dose. It's 50,000 units of vitamin D. And I know the day that I take it, I feel amazing. I feel alive. You know, my mind is really clear. So vitamin D, sunshine, we can never get enough sunshine. And our doctors don't test us for the DHEA, the vitamin D, all the hormonal stuff. They don't test us enough. Because they don't know to, they don't understand how important it is to do that. And B, they don't know how to treat it, you know, and vitamin D is not that big of a deal. You can, you know, any grocery store get vitamin D, but I take one vitamin D per week. And again, it's super high dose, 50,000 units, but it works and it's great. And I don't get sick, knock on wood, you know, but so hydrate before you get your vaccine, get your vitamin D levels up before you get your vaccine, eat really well, keep your stress levels down. And once you get your vaccination, just continue eating well, low stress, hydration, because your body has to process. Anytime you put any foreign invader in the system, it has to process it somehow. So help your body process the vaccine in a very nice way. What else? I think, Dawn, are we still recording? If we're still recording, we should probably cut it off. And we can talk freely after.
Yes, we are recording.
Okay, well, thank you, everybody. Sorry that I went on and on and on and on, but I think it was important to share all of that with you today. And we had a powerful healing. You know, the hypothalamus and the pituitary and pineal, and how it's the master command center for everything, and how the hormones are governed, and the glands, and all of that is just, it's a beautiful process. And so we want to help the body as much as possible, as quickly as possible, to again regain equilibrium, get into this normalized and optimized state with our hormones. You know, low stress, lots of sunshine, go outside, move your body, stay hydrated. And so that's all I have to say. And I'll see you guys next Saturday for the Mother's Day healing. That should be really good. Dawn, you can turn off